Backseat musicians.
Yeah, but I think like, you know what Adam Ivy's doing is he's sort of like he's taking that perspective and he has that perspective there of like you can do a lot of things, cool, whatever you want to do this, da, 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 but then package correctly, promote correctly, and that's sort of I think that's a key thing. Like I've heard like before I started YouTube, I listened to so many YouTubers talk about YouTube, and like there are people who obsess about thumbnails. Like they like, as in like this guy called Mr. Beast. He's pretty big. He says that like sometimes the video has been done for 2 weeks, and I'm still making the thumbnail. It's because of like because it's what people see. You know, like for example, when I started timing the promotional post for this podcast, when the YouTube link popped up, the image of our logo didn't pop up, and we lost like 30 views a week. Like little things like that, like that they seem small to you, but it's literally that's why I think that's why you have so many young guys in the game, because those young guys are really good at like they can sit and they can picture, okay, cool, so my viewer is going to be on their computer, they're going to be on YouTube, and what are they going to see?
Yeah.
They're going to see this, and this. What are they more likely to read? Are they going to read this title? And how long must it be? Must it be in all caps, all small? Will it be different? Will there be a lot of caps underneath? And then maybe I need to go all small. Or do I need to go caps this small in between? Do I need to have a lot of numbers in it? And then will they see the thumbnail? What will be there? Where in the thumbnail will the time stamp come in, which is the bottom right corner?
Yeah.
So I mustn't put anything there. So then this must be there. And then do I put a big ocean view with me on it? Or do I put myself into acting with another person to explain what the video is about? So in their heads, they're really thinking, oh, okay, Mr. Beast is about to do this. So, yeah, like,
Yeah.
like that kind of thinking goes on all the time. And just in music, you know, you got to be careful how to when you package things with that level of detail. You'll be surprised how things change, which is something I'm working on.
Even Max Martin talks about back in the day when club music was everything. That's how you learned and found new music, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Between songs, it was so important that the first like couple of seconds, the song was immediately identifiable, because what that meant was the difference between the floor being full or the floor being empty. So the DJs just pumped a whole lot of jams. People get tired, they start moving off the floor to get drinks. What you want to do is catch them, because they know the song's about to end, you know. You want to catch them before they're completely off the floor. Because if they're off the floor, then they've committed to being off the floor, you know.
Yeah.
So if you listen to all of that music of the 90s, which he was quite a lot a part of, like, the song was identifiable by within like 1 second of, 1 second. You go, goof, and oh, it's Britney. It's Britney, Hit Me Baby One Time. Poof, oh, it's the Backstreet Boys. Whatever it was like, boom, you could tell from the first second. And that first second, besides it being uniquely identifiable, that it drew you in even the first time you listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing. It's like, how do you... I was mixing the one song. I finally finished.
Mm-hmm.
Finally finished mixing. I'm done now. I'm completely done. How amazing is that?
It's fantastic.
So then one more song I have to do, which I haven't even started on. And I'm deciding if I'm going to put it on this or just leave it as a single, because I'm feeling so tired. Anyways, so the album, as it was always supposed to be, as the 5-track vocal EP and the 14-track instrumental album, they're done. The one song, I kind of gotten to a point where I really liked it, and then I listened to it from start to finish again. And I realized that the intro was not banging enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up, automation is automation is like volume, and most people think volume and panning. Like, okay, and then like maybe there's one guitar, and then all of a sudden there are 2 guitars come in like a section of the song, and you split them so that they become Because if everything is center, you lose quality of the voices, you lose the quality of everything. You have to put stuff around so that the voice, snare, kick, maybe bass are really identifiable. If you have more than one kick, sometimes split the one kick around to give you like a, anyways, panning, automation, volume automation. This section needs to be a bit louder. The piano needs to come up here. That's normal.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other side of it, besides that, is creating. I also do EQ change throughout the song, so that sections feel a little bit different, but that also that if one section is slightly more less dense, that it still feels full.
Mm.
Not by raising levels necessarily, but sometimes by opening up. Sometimes I release the compressors at certain sections to make it feel more open or make it feel tighter.
Mm-hmm.
So what I found was the intro was not banging enough. Like if I sat there thinking, I would maybe change if I listened to it, because it's about 8 5 seconds 5 seconds of the intro before the beat drop, before the song actually starts.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it needs to be bright, it needs to sit, and so the EQ is so different. There's a huge EQ difference on the master, and there's like two EQs on the master thing, and they two the EQs because they're two different types of EQs functioning separately, because they're moving like this. And the whole song, between intro, verse, bridge, pre-chorus, and chorus, throughout the song, even in like not just like copying, they're different.
Mm-hmm.
There's times when I take off EQ on the bass, or I EQ the bass guitar differently in different sections as well. Whether it comes to sub, so that the song is moving completely. You'd probably never notice,
Mm.
but it's there in order to capture attention
Mm.
to detail, especially the intro. Was really important. That attention to detail is the difference between someone changing a song or not.
Yeah.
The reverbs change; they're automated. Like in the church album stuff I did, the voice, like dropping delays and reverbs and reversing them in the middle, like of something happening, like stuff like that. There was so much, and that would be that's production and mixing. They're like kind of intertwined in this. In when I'm working like that, it's how do I create attention, keep attention, things moving where reverbs are going left to right. You don't notice like soft stuff, like really really subtle things, but all of a sudden they're moving. It's cutting out bass notes sometimes that was played, and then I go, no, I don't want that anymore. Take it out. So that all of a sudden you feel like there's a drop, and then oh wait, now there's nothing again. Like creating suspense without changing any harmony, without changing anything, but just removing and changing depth, changing feel, moving things around. Like so in the one song on my album with Jesse, depending on what I want to do in the song, you record 2 or 3 takes of the same thing so that you have left and right or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So there's times when it's voice in the center, then they split open with something like maybe octave up and down in the middle, but really soft. And then there's times when it splits, boom, back into the center, and then it opens even wider with other stuff in the, like stuff like that. You're creating constant movement, so that especially if you're listening to it in ears with headphones, you're really getting this movement, which is subconscious, but it's opening and closing and opening and closing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I'm getting your attention. Even the bass is sometimes opening and closing,
Okay.
spatially, which is not something that's supposed to happen, but I just felt like I wanted to do that.
Mm.
And those are like those same things when it comes to YouTube.
Yeah,
Attention
yeah.
to detail, to try and keep them. You can try, you do your best, and obviously it doesn't mean they're going to stay. But
Yeah.
you just do what you can without trying to cut corners. You've got to pay all that attention.